وقل جاء الحق وزهق الباطل إن الباطل كان زهوقا.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear brothers and sisters in humanity, Assalamu alaikum. That would be peace be on you. Today we're going to be finishing, or maybe just continuing, the previous video that we did the other day. It is about the verses in the Bible that talks about all the killing and the bloodshedding. So I'm gonna do my best not to bore you and spare you all the gruesome details, but I will show you some verses that you Christians conveniently ignore or conceal, and your priests don't tell you, and you probably don't read the Bible at all. You're told what to read. So in this video and in my other videos, I show you what is hidden from you, and I'll be doing that, inshallah, God willing, as long as I live. Right, let's move on and get to the beef. Right, I wanted to show you this bit here because of this word here. Very important. So, of course, as always, I tell you where I get these things from. This is not Islamic site, okay? As you can see, Deuteronomy chapter 2. Alright, so this is the God of the Bible. This is the God of the Bible talking to these people. He's telling them, set out now and cross the Arnon Gorge. See, I have given into your hand Sihon or Sihon the Amorite, king of Heshbon, and his country. So this is the Lord giving the Israelites at the time, giving them this land. I just don't know, like throughout the Old Testament you will see that this God has been giving them everything and go on, kill the people in there and take the land. I'll just show you a bit here and a bit there. As I said earlier, I'm gonna spare you the gruesome details, but anyway, begin to take possession of it and engage him in battle. This very day I will begin to put the terror and fear of you on all the nations under heaven. So everyone should be scared of them, of course, yes. So the Christians would never read this, would never take this as terrorism. No, it's just terror. It's because it's in the Bible, so it doesn't mean terrorism. But they will show you and they will tell you, oh well, look, in the Quran there's a verse talking about terrorism. What's that? It is this one. They'll be talking about this one here, chapter 8 verse 60, and here it is. And prepare against them whatever you are able of power and of steeds of war, by which you may terrify the enemy of Allah and your enemy. So here this condition, that the enemies of God and of course your enemies. So you are going to prepare for these people, for your enemies. He's not telling them like the God of the Bible. No, these people live in their land peacefully, and you guys go and take their land, and I will. I mean, this is the God who's going to put the terror in the other people's hearts and fear. So yeah, the Quran actually, Allah is saying that you prepare whatever you can. Okay, now just so you would know, Ali here is an Arab. I know Arabic. Yeah, yeah. So this word here, to terrify, which is translated here, terrify, the Arabic does not say terrify. If I was to translate it, an Arab who knows Arabic, I would translate this to deter, not to terrify, but to deter your enemies from coming and attacking you. Because at the time is what's happening here. If you take the verse in a context, what was happening at the time is the Muslims were very few and they run away from Mecca to Medina, yet the pagans of Mecca together with the Jews followed them, meaning the enemy followed the Muslims to Medina, which is like around 400 kilometers away, in order to do what? In order to finish the Muslims. That is what is being said in here. It should not be terrified, but to deter the enemy of Allah and your enemy. So there's an enemy here who's coming to you. Alright, so what you do, you prepare as much as you can, whatever you are able to, in order to deter them. Okay, and if they come and attack you at home, what do? You defend yourself. And the Quran speaks about this everywhere, and here I'll give you an example. This is Quran chapter 2 verse 190, and it says, fight in the way of Allah those who fight you. Okay, fight you, but do not transgress. All right, indeed Allah does not like transgressors. Do you get it, you Christians and you Islam haters? The Quran says do not transgress, only fight those who fight you, and don't go beyond that. Okay, why? Because Allah does not like those who go beyond that and transgress. All right, I hope you're following this. Okay, so going back to this verse in here, I just want to highlight a few points in here for those ignorants who read this and translate it as a verse of terror. Now, who prepares these stuff, power and of steeds of war? Have you ever asked yourself what is the meaning of these words? Power and steeds of war. That was the time they had swords, arrows and bows, spears, sticks, stuff like that. Who? It is the state. It is not individuals. It is a state. So a state prepares stuff for war. Every country in the world will have an arsenal, an army, I don't know, tanks and warplanes and everything. You guys, you in the Christian world, you have nuclear bombs, hundreds if not thousands of them. Each and every country has it. So what is happening in here? Why do you find this so I don't know what, so dramatic for you, and you call it what you call it terror? How is that? Why is that? Why would you say such a thing? Right. So What you guys call jihad is terrorism. There is no individual jihad. When there is jihad, it has to be ordained by the state, meaning the state takes action, so people will go for jihad. Individuals have no right to go for jihad, not even in our own land, unless someone orders us to. And that means to fight against the enemy of Allah and our own, of course, enemy. So remember, you idiots. Sorry, I don't mean that. That's just fun. But you Christians, please remember that we've got rules and laws. This is not terrified by the deter. This is exactly what you guys do here in the West and everywhere in the world. Every country will come out once a year and will show their arsenal, their armies and their warplanes and whatever they've got, and all this missiles and nuclear and all that. What do? That's exactly that. That's what they do. So it is not a terror. You're not terrorizing them. You are actually deterring them. You're just showing them, well, look, watch out, don't mess with us. We've got stuff. We've got power. Okay? This is what it is. This is what it means. But of course, you guys will not believe that. You will only believe what your teachers tell you. Those scaremongers and hate mongers who just want you to hate us. But anyway, we'll get to something else now.